What's up, y'all? Welcome to the 10 at 10.
What's up, everybody? Thanks for being here today. We got a great lineup for you. A lot of cool plants. It's that hot time of the year, summer gardens everywhere. Everybody's probably thinking, man, I need a little pop of color here. I need some color there. I need some new plants to get something going exciting in the garden, especially this time of the year. We got a great lineup for you.
Yeah, guys, I'm super excited to be bringing 10 trees,
10 trees.
To y'all today, coming to the website at 10 o'clock. Now, we're just going to be showing 10 today for the sneak preview of the sale, but there'll be 20 dropping on the website. This is the 10 at 10 for August 18th of 2026. So, if you're watching in the past, or maybe you're in the future, well, I guess you're in the future, but this video is from the past. Go check out our YouTube channel. We're dropping stuff every single day, and you'll get the most new 10 at 10 on there. But yeah, man, let's hop right into it, bro.
All right, dude, let's do it, man. Right here in front of us, we've got some 3-gallon Acer Palmatum Scarlet Princess. Now, these are a low graft, but man, look at the branch structure on these. Absolutely amazing. This is a cool one. This is kind of gets into the world you don't see a lot of. This is a witch's broom on a lace leaf, and it has a little bit of local history, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, this was one found in at the coast of North Carolina by Thomas and Nancy Ash. Never met them, but it's a cool thing to just shout out the people that find the trees.
Absolutely.
I think that's super important. That's something we're always doing here at Mr. Maple. Matt and Tim, they do it best. But, I learned from those guys. I like whenever you meet somebody that's like kind of, you have one of their trees in your garden, but they're like the ones that found it. It's super cool. Bob Fincham's one of those guys, Talon Buckholz.
Yeah.
Matt and Tim. Super cool tree here, though. What I love about this one is like how texturally different it looks from most of your lace leaves. I'm gonna chalk that up to the witch's broom kind of feel that it's got going on. But yeah, this one's super dope.
Yeah, it's interesting. It has kind of some larger leaves, like a very typical lace leaf, but then it also has smaller leaves, and they kind of twist and curl a little bit. I think it is a little bit from that broom happening on this. Now these stay pretty small, only getting by like 3x3 in 10 years, so taking it a while to get out there. But I love the structure on these too. Me and Corbin's talked about this one a lot just because it kind of breaks the mold of like what weeping is. Yes, this was found as a witch's broom on Crimson Queen, which is a weeping lace leaf, but this one has a kind of a ball shaped overall whenever it gets going, and it has these like hooking branches that kind of reach up and then hook over. So a little bit different style of weeping, I guess you would call it. But man, really, really nice spring color on this. Cherry reds, absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, this is gonna be one for people that, are looking for a smaller plant. But I just say the textural difference this tree has is just super cool. I do love how it's kind of a ball lace leaf.
Right.
I think what we're seeing is like, it is just kind of, as one keeps maturing and maturing, you might be able to see sort of that weeping habit.
Right.
But yeah, I love this, like, it's kind of like a tighter, compact kind of Germain's gyration like feel, which is really cool. Really nice sizes on these guys. Make sure to pick one up today.
All right, y'all, here we go. Let's go again here. We got Acer Palmatum Summer Gold.
Oh yeah, you guys have heard Tim talk about this one once or twice before. This is a tree that would make him say whammo baby, I feel like.
Whammo baby.
I feel like it would.
Super cool yellow variety going on. Introduction from UR Deli Nursery. I used to think that was the chocolate place, but I've been informed that it's not, which is kind of sad for me. But man, this tree will make you happy. It's just a super beautiful tree all around, giving you some really nice seasonal interest and differences.
Yeah, really great spring color on this. A nice kind of light green chartreuse color, very vibrant. And then you get almost some yellows in there as well, just when it first starts to leaf out. You do get a little bit of a kind of a red blushing border to it if you get it out in some sun. Now this tree performs great in kind of both scenarios. That's what I like about it. You could tuck this into some shade and you still get some nice lighter colors in there and some of that dark shaded areas. But you can push summer gold out into the sun a little bit more than most of your yellow or light green varieties. fairly heat tolerant, kind of a medium sized tree too, so it doesn't get out there too big. About that 6 to 8 feet in 10 years.
Yeah, I think that there's some trees I talk about being nice starter plants if you're like looking for something that's not like kind of that basic. I think Summer Gold's a great one to start with. I think you're going to be able to, you know, grow this one pretty easily, and it's kind of in that nice medium growth range where it's not going to outgrow a space.
Right.
But cool one to work with, guys. Check it out. All right, guys, coming up next, we got Acer griseum. I said Acer Palmatum griseum right there, but this is just straight up species Acer griseum. This is a Chinese paper bark maple, guys.
Yeah, these things are crazy cool. I love the way the bark just continuously peels off of that, giving you this crazy texture on the bark. The color is really vibrant too. You get these kind of like cinnamon browns, some reds, some oranges mixed in there. The way that bark just peels off is super cool. It's almost like transparent too. You can like see the light kind of bleeding through that color. So you're getting this out in some sun. I mean, this will grow to be a shade tree eventually. Take some time to get there, but a good sized tree as well.
Yeah, I think something I loved is just seeing this at Schmidt Nursery. They had this huge, it was one of my first outings out to Oregon, and I was just getting into it, but after looking back at some of the footage, I was like, dang, dude, they had a giant paper bark maple there. It was paper barking up there. It looks super beautiful. Something I love about it though is that like triflorum kind of leaf going on. And this one's kind of like a little bit of a promiscuous tree, man. It will hybridize relatively easily with some of the other varieties. I know that, you know, Talon has a like sugar maple kind of hybridization with this. Then there's also like triflorum will hybridize. And then I think Wax Minii is also kind of a hybridizing variety in there. So it's really cool to see like how closely related this maple is with a lot of other species. But yeah, whenever you see the fall color of this thing, you're gonna be very happy.
Yeah, super intense.
The brown kind of like natural color of the bark really is like a nice base for a lot of other varieties.
Right.
It's gonna be a nice color to have that's gonna make everything else kind of pop.
Yeah, it's definitely one that I think, you know, should be used in the landscape more often. And a lot of times when we're trying to think of like bark interest trees, I don't think this one gets mentioned enough, just because, I mean, especially once you get that fall color and then it goes dormant, you really see the amazing structure, and the way that bark peels off of this is so interesting. I think it just provides something different than what you typically see in your landscape. And definitely one, I mean, we've got some great size 1 gallons here. This is a fairly vigorous tree, getting up to like 35, 40 feet at maturity, but really, really cool tree. Definitely pick one of these up today. Acer griseum. All right, y'all, coming up next here, we got Acer Palmatum Samarzan.
Oh yeah, this one is a really cool upright red. It's gonna give you some really nice pyramidal shape too.
Yeah, really cool. I mean, this is a fairly vigorous upright. Going to give you more than a foot of growth a year on this, so it can get out there pretty quick. So if you're needing something to fill up a space, or you've got a larger area, you need a nice upright red that's a little bit different outside of like Bloodgood. I mean, you're going to get the same kind of typical colors on that. Nice reds in the spring, and then going crimson red in the fall as well. Just a great overall tree.
Yeah, I think this is going to pair really nice with something like that Summer Gold over there that we just had. Getting the play between those kind of chartreuse colors, the yellow colors versus like the play of the reds is going to be really nice. And then during fall time, you're going to get some nice, you know, similarities in color. Really beautiful tree though, guys. Make sure you pick one up today.
Samarzan.
Hong long, baby. Guys, Brian and I, we're just synced up, man.
We're just synced up.
Guys, we got awesome Acer laevigatum Hong long right here, man.
Dude, I love when this one comes around. It's so different, you know, like I keep saying I need to get this one into my collection, and I definitely got it on my radar for sure. Really, really outside of the box maple we have here. Hong long translates to red dragon. This thing gets some crazy colors. The spring colors on this is really, really wild. Almost kind of bizarre in my opinion. Like, you don't see those color spectrums very often. You'll see the picture pop up here, but you get these kind of purples, these kind of frosted blue tones with this green undertone to it. It's really, really wild. Great spring interest tree. You don't really think about that with, like, especially like with an evergreen maple, you don't really think about the spring interest, but when this thing really starts putting on growth, you see a lot of color changes.
Yeah, I like just how different this tree is, truthfully. It's like, you know, doesn't have that palmate style leaf.
Right.
The bark color is like a purplish color. It's got good spring color that you were talking about with like these really kind of, like it kind of reminds me of like Angel the Prince kind of colors a little bit, like, but just even more kind of like depth to that leaf that's going on there. But then during the fall time too, man, you get some like nice yellows, oranges, and like kind of some reds kind of playing in.
Yeah.
And now don't be afraid if this thing doesn't drop all of its leaves. Like Brian was saying, this is kind of like an evergreen, semi-evergreen tree. So depending on the conditions, it can drop all its leaves, it can drop some of its leaves, or drop none of them.
Right.
So that's just something important to remember. And also, yeah, like being able to grow this in some hotter climates. This is going to work from that zone 6 through 10.
Yeah.
So that's something really cool. Maybe some people out in Florida can be growing this thing, doing some bonsais with some Acer laevigatum.
Yeah, check it out, guys. Hong Long. All right, y'all. Here we go. Coming up next, we got Acer Palmatum Hefner's Red.
Oh yeah, this is a introduction from Hefner's nursery out in like the middle of North Carolina, in those kind of foothills, the rolling hills kind of area. It's super cool because one day I was like riding around with my fiance, and we were just driving around. I think I was like napping or looking at my phone, and I like see a nursery, and I was like, Hefner Nursery.
Hefner Nursery.
I was like, I wonder if they put in Hefner's Red. I look it up, I see it, and I was like, okay, that's pretty cool, man. That's maybe like 10 minutes away from where she grew up. And
that's awesome.
Just super cool to kind of see that. Lots of introductions from like North Carolina today. I mean, I know that we've only talked about 2 of them, but this is super cool. Well, I guess Hong Long is from like the research center too, from North Carolina.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
I mean,
kind of 3 total.
Yeah, exactly. Kind of a through line we got going on here. But yeah, this is going to be a really cool upright red.
Yeah, that's awesome, bro. I love the personal connection with this. I kind of have that same personal connection. I grew this in Oklahoma. So it's a very heat tolerant plant. It holds its red color really, really well. I remember coming out here, it's like, this funny, man, because I was thinking about going back and watching this, but I think one of my very first little clips or video I did with MrMaple was a Hefner's Red, like cultivar highlight that me and Tim shot over at the garden. So yeah, a really cool tree. I love a good red upright that kind of sets itself apart from the pack. And I think Hefner's Red does that. Heat tolerant, good vigorous grower. So, I mean, overall, I think, you know, when it comes to uprights, this is a quality red for sure.
Yeah, I just love anytime you can get a tree that's a lot faster growing, a lot more heat tolerant than some of the other varieties. I think that checks a lot of boxes for people that are down south. So this is one to definitely check out, y'all. You're gonna be very happy to have a little piece of North Carolina at your house.
Hefner's Red. All right, y'all, here we go. Coming up next, we got Acer Palmatum Jim's Memory. Now this is one I like, man. This is a cool red form of a witch's broom. Love the crazy little small leaves. Each leaf is a little bit different too. I was just sitting here kind of looking through the foliage. It's really wild texture. Some leaves are really tiny, some a little bit bigger. Kind of plays into that overall form and shape and texture of this tree. I love a good witch's broom.
Dude, this one is really cool to me. Just because, like, looking at it, every time I see it, like, it is this kind of like crazy looking witch's broom, but there's like hints of kind of uniformity. Like, it's very strange. Like, all the spacing for each of the nodes is very similar. Like, sometimes like all the branches will grow like kind of very kind of uniform and kind of upright sometimes. It's a really cool looking tree. I know you got a nice one of these in your garden, man.
Yeah, I do. I've got a pretty good size one. It's probably, I'd say, you know, just guessing on this age, probably around that like 5 to 6 year range. Getting some good size to it already, but I mean, these stay fairly small, so you know, you're not gonna have to worry about these getting too big. A lot of those witches brooms, they stay nice and tight and compact. Jim's Memory is very much like that, but it is a little more open and airy than some of the other ones for sure.
Yeah, I think like this is gonna play really well with a lot of your other ones, like that Hime Shoujo. It's gonna look cool next to. Akiyo Hime and Kuro Hime are two other varieties I think that I put next to Jim's Memory. And guys, this is a cool witch's broom for you to pick up today.
Check it out. All right, Corbin, what have we got next?
Guys, we got some Picea pungens Blue Pearl.
Woo. Yeah, this is cool, man. These are nice, high standard graft here. These are probably around, me and Corbin was saying, probably around 18 inches, something like that, 1.5 feet, roughly on these. Nice height on this, because this thing is super slow growing. I mean, this thing is only going to get to about 1 foot in height in 10 years. Can you believe that? Perfect for a little miniature garden, a fairy garden, something like that. As a matter of fact, I got one of these planted over by my fairy garden. It's a tiny little perfect round blue ball. I love it, man. It's cool.
Dude, what's cool to me is I just learned that this is a witch's broom off of like the cultivar Fat Albert. Which is, dude, if you've seen Fat Albert, most of the time if you see like kind of that medium size Picea pungens out in the landscape, you know, it's pretty much Fat Albert, dude. So that's like a goated cultivar.
Right.
It's just one that gets used a lot, and to have a witch's broom off of this is super cool. Something I'll say though is you might see some kind of rootstock developing. I will say Bob Fincham, a conifer expert, a guy that's introduced a lot of spruces and other conifers into the trade, he recommended to me, he's like, hey man, whenever you get that going on and you have some, he called them hairy legs on your, you know, your standard graft, he said you can kind of let that help because it kind of helps focus some trunk growth in that areas. To kind of give you a more stable kind of graft. I don't think these are going to blow over or anything like that, but sometimes it can be nice to kind of develop that trunk as well as the top. But yeah, I think this is going to be one that you're going to be able to use really creatively in the gardens. Just to kind of have like, I don't know, I'm sitting here thinking, man, you know, you maybe you plant like 20 of these or something, and they're just kind of like the tops of the forest, and you kind of got your little garden underneath of it. I don't know. The options are endless. That's why we love gardening. But yeah, check out Blue Pearl today, guys.
Check out Blue Pearl. All right, y'all, check this out. We got some nice ones for you here. We got Acer Palmatum Ryusen. Dude, guys, this is an awesome tree. I absolutely love this one. This one I got early on in my collecting days. It was always come highly recommended by other maple experts out there. So it was always on my list to get, and I got this one early on. It creates such a dynamic shape. Each one of these has its own unique characteristic, the way it weeps and cascades down. These are a very heavily cascading variety. Ryusen will just go straight down, so you can stake this about as tall as you want, kind of give it its own unique shape. Now these are 2 gallons right here that we have today, high graft, staked up tall, so you can start to see that canopy flowing down. Man, what a perfect setup, right?
Yeah, man, I just picked up one of these for my mom. I think it was for her birthday or something of the sort, and she, you know, her birthday's in February, so I kind of got it. She didn't really see the vision, and then it kind of flushed out, and she's like, okay, this is a pretty nice tree. I tried to mount it up really high for her. She let me do all the work, and then she was like, actually, I don't like the mound, so I had to scrape it all back out. But I got to plant one of these. It's doing really good, and I think this gets probably full sun where I planted it, and it handles it pretty good. I know this one's fairly heat-tolerant plant. Which is really good since it's like kind of crawling across the ground as well. Something that I enjoy about these trees is I call them Play-Doh trees because you can really bend and twist and kind of get your bonsai fix out of like these kind of weeping trees.
Right.
I know my friend Bjorn in Texas, he's kind of growing some weeping varieties like over a trellis. Nice. It looked really cool. I think that's something that a lot of people can do. I don't know. I think my creativity starts to run wild whenever I see these big, long, you know, branches. Kind of maybe doing some weaves or something like that. You know, letting the tree kind of grow together. I don't know.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's so many different ways you can grow this one. I mean, what a great way to start out with a Ryusen here. Great size, kind of some instant gratification going on. And fall's just around the corner. This thing goes blazing reds and oranges in the fall, so it'll be putting on a show for you here. 2 gallon, great sizes, Ryusen, pick it up today.
All right, guys.
Here we go.
There's nothing awesomer than a 10 at 10 on Tuesday and Thursday, man.
You thought he was going to say Gossamer. But,
well, I am about to say Gossamer too, bro. But guys, we got Acer Japonicum, Gossamer right here, man.
yeah, dude, we got some killer 5 gallons of these for you today. Look at the structure of that thing's absolutely amazing. I love a good lace leaf Japonicum because it just does it so well. It gives you such a nice, bigger size leaf, but then that deeply divided, those little serrated edges on that just look so wild. And we all know with Japonicums, they got some of the most intense fall colors out there. This thing can range from purples to yellows to oranges to reds. I mean, it's crazy all the colors you can get out of this thing. The texture's off the charts.
Yeah, I always thought this one was named after like that Looney Tunes character, Gossamer, man, because I had seen it during the fall time,
Right.
and I had seen it
looked like it. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like it kind of, some of its juvenile kind of growth in a 1 gallon can be like really thin, almost like fairy hair looking, but as it kind of develops, it gets this really distinct looking like lace leaf that's going on right here. Really, really beautiful tree. I just love, I love seeing this during fall time. I know Matt's always saying that. Tim's always saying whammo baby about this one. And it's just a really beautiful tree and some great sizes right here, guys. I think you're definitely gonna wanna put this next to some of your other Japonicums, or next to maybe that Scarlet Princess as well, dude.
Yeah.
And you're gonna see kind of some similarities in that leaf shape and the shape of the tree itself. Really, really awesome one, guys. Yeah, Gossamer, man.
Yeah, definitely pick one of these up today. We appreciate y'all tuning in here at the MrMaple Show. We do this every week, twice a week. We're always getting on here, dropping a new list of plants every Tuesday, every Thursday. Heck, sometimes on the weekends too, so check out that website. A lot of times we're dropping like site-wide sales, or we're doing some weekly whammies where we do kind of limited runs of different things on there. So you guys make sure you browse that website and see what we got going on. We appreciate you tuning in. Take care.
God bless.
Have a great day.